What's up, Age 5? Diego Ribas in New York with the champion, Alex Volkanovski. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you.
Let me ask you something. Is that true that you guys were in the bus and the bus got hit yesterday or something like that?
It is true, but yeah, it was funny like how it hit the sort of media. It was very just a scratch, you know what I mean? We just like they went. We heard like loud noises of him just scraping on something, and yeah, they just reversed and then eventually got out. It wasn't a big deal, but
Nobody got hurt.
nobody, no.
First time I heard was like,
I don't even think the bus would have got that hurt. To be honest, there wasn't much in it.
okay, that's a good story. So you were in Abu Dhabi, right? And how did you see that fight, the main event? Did something surprise you?
Surprised, no. Like obviously, I always, and that's not taken away from Islam. I already thought Islam was good. I know Islam's a great fighter, so I wasn't surprised. That's exactly how I thought the fight would go. I thought the finish would maybe be in the third round, not the second. I didn't expect it to be that soon, but I did think that, like, because Charles is obviously a great fighter, very exciting. I knew he always obviously had that finish chance because he's a dangerous fighter, but Islam's, I knew his control, might be the factor, and that's obviously what happened, and he ended up catching Charles, but yeah, it's unfortunate for Charles obviously because he was a great champion, and he was very active, which I love, and I was worried about. Well, I was actually a bit worried about Islam. I was hoping Charles won because I know he was going to be active, and I didn't think Islam would be as active. But supposedly Islam wants to be active, so I guess we can let that go.
Is it a done deal? Are you guys fighting in February in Australia?
Done deal, as in signed contract? No, but we'll make it happen.
So far, that's the idea, right?
That's it, definitely, yeah.
So if Charles would have won the fight, would you agree to fight in Brazil, January?
Look, I would have, because right now the lightweight title is all that's on my mind. So if I had to go to Brazil, yeah, I would have. But now they called me out, done the face-off, and came to Australia. They say they wanted to do it in Australia. It doesn't really get any better than that for me.
Would you mind to tell me how would you beat Charles and how would you beat Islam?
How Charles? Well, with Charles again, he's very dangerous. But I think. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do any silly takedowns on him because he knows how to wrap you up. So you've got to be careful there. But I think with my footwork and things like that, you just got to be careful of a dangerous fighter like Charles. But I think my style is something that would be very difficult for him. So I think my style would make things very hard. And he's so exciting. He comes out forward aggressively. So I know that would have been a very exciting fight. But he was a great champion, so I'm sure he will get a shot at that title very soon. So I'm planning on taking that title and would love to face him in the future because he's obviously a great champion, great guy, and a very exciting fighter to watch.
What about Islam? How do you pretend to avoid his wrestling?
Oh yeah, it's just obviously working on that takedown defense. You know what I mean? And people are thinking, oh yeah, takedown defense. Obviously, I'm gonna focus on everything. Focus on getting back up from the ground and all that type of stuff. But my footwork is gonna make things hard. He's going to definitely want to shoot because I'm going to make things awkward for him. He'll be a little uncomfortable on the feet. He's going to want to shoot. He's going to shoot desperately, which makes things hard. So our takedown defense is going to be on point because of that. And then holding me down is very, very hard to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing how good his stand-up is because that's where it's going to stay.
Let me ask you something. What about, how do you see the frame and the size difference? Even Islam, he was making fun of that, but I mean, the guys are big there, right? Yeah,
they're big. Yeah. I'm reasonably short, but trust me, pound for pound, I'm very, very, very strong. So a lot of people that, train and might look at me at the, first round, if they've never had a round with me or trained with me, they might think oh, he's pretty short. Within a couple of seconds, I feel like I'm 150 kilograms. That's how they're blown away pretty much straight away. And even my opponents, they all think that. They've all called me small. They've all thought I was small. And then as soon as we started moving, they already had problems. And then even as soon as I grabbed them, they could feel the strength and be like, oh wow, this guy isn't just a regular 45er.
When you were playing rugby, you were around 200 pounds, something like that, right?
214 pounds, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit. Like I said, I'm used to the big guys. That's the positions I played were even bigger than that. You know what I mean? I was used to guys like that, and I was probably stronger than most of them. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty much that same guy, just in in a smaller, a smaller body. Yeah.
Rugby is not that famous in Brazil, but just to explain to them, rugby, let's say it's kind of American football, but no protection. They don't stop. They just hit each other.
So there's no plays and stop plays and things like that. It's just going unless something happens. Obviously, the play will stop, but it's a continuous sport, and it's no pads.
Do you miss playing
Just
rugby?
get the ball and just run straight at people.
Do you miss playing rugby?
No, I don't miss it because of what I do. I love this sport, and that's all I think about and all I have time to think about. So I don't really miss it because I enjoy this so much.
And do you think the mindset, the rugby mindset, helps you a lot during the MMA career?
Yeah, it's a very physical contact sport. So like that's always going to help you and prepare you for this. You know what I mean? And any contact sport can definitely help you in a sense to a sport like this, any like sort of martial art. But again, football was definitely good, especially for me. Having to deal with guys twice the size of me, my whole life, and me looking at them was just normal. I didn't look at them as like, man, how big. Or when they're running at me, they look like the small guys on the field. To me, they were just another body, because I was so used to it. So lightweight's gonna be fine.
Awesome. Looking to the future, what's your plan? Do you plan like defending your title? I mean, let's say everything goes perfectly and you get the title. Do you want to be double champ, defend both titles simultaneously?
Yeah. I want to be a champ. I want to defend both. I want to be active, so I want to fight every 3 months. Okay. Yeah, I'm in prime condition right now at my peak, and I want to take advantage of that and make as much money as I can. So fighting is where all the money's at. So keep me fighting.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, thank you.
And what about 145 pounds division? Who do you see next? Who do you see getting a title shot?
Well, we'll see. We've got to see what's happening because, again, I want that lightweight title. Whether they go and do an interim or these guys just figure it out if they want to, because right now we don't have a real clear guy. So, but if they all want to wait, I don't think they need to wait that long because, again, I want to be active. I want to get straight back in there. So we'll see who the UFC gets because, again, there's 3 front runners. You've got Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett, and Yair Rodriguez. So all you could say are pretty close to a title shot, but we'll see what happens.
I like the last name.
You like the last name? Which one is that?
Yair
Rodriguez. Yeah, it's exciting. I think they're all exciting fights. Yair Rodriguez would definitely be an exciting fight, but again, I feel like I'm on another level where my head's at right now, especially with this lightweight fight that I've got in my head and, these challenges and things like that. Right now, I'm going to be on a whole nother level. So, while I'm getting used to this, it's making me such a better fighter. I think the featherweight division are in for a rough couple of years.
Perfect. Last question for me. That's for me. How did you escape the guillotine against Brian Ortega? How do you defend that?
Not having a neck always helps. Okay. And especially now that I'm bulking, it's going to be even harder to wrap my neck. So Islam's in trouble because he doesn't have a neck to strangle. Got to get me there first anyway.
Alex, it was a pleasure. Would you mind to send a message for Brazilian fans?
We say obrigado. Did I say that right? Or is that hello?
Close enough.
Is that finishing off?
No, obrigado is like thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, obrigado. Thank you. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no. I just want to say thanks for the support. Obviously, tune in this weekend. Massive fight. Obviously, you guys wanting your boy to win, but I got my boys back. I'm sorry. But we can all enjoy the show.